champion for 2009.
12 months ago, outsider Billy Jackson upset the odds to win the Potters World Bowls Championship. This time, another unfancied player may do the same. Scotland's Stewart is the first qualifier ever to reach the final of this tournament. But standing in his way is Ely's Greg Harlow, who's been one of the best in the world for some time, but who's yet to lift this coveted crown.
Hello everyone and welcome to Potters. We have a packed audience in today for a final that has all the ingredients for a classic encounter between 41-year-old Greg Harlow, who is long established as one of the big names in the world of bowls, against 24-year-old Scot Stewart Anderson, a relative unknown coming into the tournament, but that is no longer the case. And both men have been brilliant on their way to the final. So is Greg Harlow making his 15th appearance at these championships against Stewart Anderson, who is here at Potters for only the second time in his young career. This is how they made it to today's decider. Greg saw off Phil Rowlands in the second round before beating young Australian Ben Twist and three-time world champion Paul Foster. A win over Robert Paxton in the semis sealed his place in the final for the second time in his career. Anderson began by beating Canadian qualifier Fred Fong and then Mark McMahon, the number 15 seed, before he ended the hopes of five-time world champion Alex Marshall in the last 16. A thumping win over John Price, the 1990 champion, in the quarterfinals was followed by another impressive performance in the semis against Nicky Brett. So, clearly no question marks over the right of Greg Harlow and Stewart Anderson being in today's final, and both men, we can now hear more from both of them.
This is what we put all the hours practicing for. This is why we play the sport. I'm going out to win 2-0.
All the players come here to win the tournament, and I certainly came here to win it. So now I'm just playing probably the best bowls in my life. I'm only 24-year-old, so I've never ever thought I'd be in this position. Only bowled for 12 years, so it's just really a dream come true.
Over the moon to be in the final. Over the years, not always had the best run here at Potters. Played young Ben Twist from Australia in the second round. Very impressed with him. I was pleased to get over the line 2-0.
Against Alex was one of the best games I'll ever play. Same with Alex. Alex played well, he said that too, and that was the dream really started, was when I beat Alex.
I played Paul many times and we always have a tight tussle. I won 1.5 half. It was a lot closer than it sounded. That was my best match to date.
Played one of my best sets probably ever against John. Was the first set, and I think possibly John said could have went down, but he fought back again. Second set really strong, and I knew I had to just keep in there, and I ended up just pipping him.
The semi-final with Robert, he got a bit of a break in the first set. I played a conversion shot, made a 3, made all the difference. I think I only dropped 4 singles after that. That was the winning shot, got me to the final.
Nicky's the exact same player as me. It's a fight, win the end, to get my first ball close, but Nick under a lot of pressure, and then not the day that's what happened.
Up until this week, I'd never seen Stewart play before. Paul Foster, Alex Marshall, rate him highly. What I've seen, he's been the informed player actually this week, so I know I've got a game on.
I need to get in front of Greg, because Greg's a very good hitter, so he likes to force the game a bit. I know my strengths is my first 2 balls, and I'll just settle in and enjoy my game. This is the first time in a final for both of us.
To be in a final, especially at Potters, is the best feeling in the world. This is what we put all the hours practicing for. This is why we play the sport. It'll be a fantastic day.
I don't really feel a lot of pressure. I go out and play my own game, and if I win this, then it shows all the young people out there they can go on and do it too. All the players come here to win the tournament, and I certainly came here to win it.
Now, I feel quite privileged. I've been joined by 3 former world champions, Alex Marshall, Paul Foster, and last year's champion, Billy Jackson. Alex, just a quick word with you, first of all, because you played Stewart Anderson earlier in this tournament, and he was quite sensational.
Yes, he was. I don't think I could have played any better, to be honest. Stewart was absolutely fantastic and really on his game. Stewart's been a fantastic new prospect to this, and he's taken it very well, and he looks actually quite confident.
Well, Paul, you came up against Greg in the quarterfinals. I think after the match finished and you lost, you said in the interview you think he's the man to beat. You still stand by that?
Purely and performance-wise, Stewart is playing the better, but Greg's been here before and he's got all the big shots, so it's going to be close.
And Billy, of course, this time last year you were preparing for the final. What are these two guys facing this afternoon, especially Stewart in his first final?
I can relate, well, like you say, to Stewart. I mean, I was sat there, what do I do, what do I eat, where do I go? I mean, I saw Stewart was actually in the crowd watching the show beforehand.
Yes.
I mean, that's a good idea, to be honest. I wish I'd tried that.
Yes, he was sitting with his girlfriend Kerry Packwood watching the Blues Brothers. Is that normal preparation for the finals?
I think he's the first player to have done that I can remember, whether Tatty or Paul have.
Just give us a little insight into what they're feeling at the moment now as they're waiting for us to finish this chat.
They're probably, well, like you say, I mean, they're waiting for us to get out of here so they can get on and play the bowls.
Okay, well guys, thank you very much for the moment. Now, if Stewart Anderson were to win this afternoon at the age of 24, his name would sit alongside a couple of the greats in the game of bowls.
The youngest player ever to lift the World Championship is a name synonymous with success in the world of bowls. Richard Corsie took the title aged just 22, the first of 3 trophies. If Stewart Anderson were to prevail this afternoon, he would become the second youngest to become world champion, and he has a number of similarities with the man he would displace in the history books. In 1988, an unknown Scot by the name of Hugh Duff from the same club as Anderson, Auchinleck, lifted the trophy on the only occasion that the World Championship was held at Alexandra Palace.
So we are all set for a great final. So let's join our MC Richard there to welcome the players out onto the rink.
Thanks very much, Rishi. Well, don't let the silence of the crowd fool you. The atmosphere here in the International Arena at Potter's Leisure Resort is absolutely amazing. It's been the Wimbledon of bowls over the last 21 days. 83 matches, 64 competitors, and now we're down to the final 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the climax. Who will be the first player ever in their career to lift this coveted trophy? Well, let's introduce them on this famous blue carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, your finalists, Stewart Anderson and Greg Harlow.
Good afternoon, Rishi. There's no doubt about it. There's been a wonderful start to this day. We have been experiencing all this, the nerves of trying to get Greg Harlow down onto the rink as early as possible to get practice. It hasn't been easy for him. There's been a show going on beforehand and they've only had a couple of ends, but they would have had a roll-up this morning, John.
Yeah, they've got a feel of the rink this morning, and it's all part of the build-up to the biggest match in bowls, in my opinion, the World Indoor Singles Final. If you don't enjoy this, you don't enjoy anything.
Greg Harlow, of course, has been here before in 2006. Lost out to good friend Mervyn King in that final. Well, Greg Harlow traditionally has been playing 25.5 metres. He's down to 23. Stewart Anderson's dad in the crowd watching this. Probably more nervous than Stewart is. Doesn't show too much, the young man. Well, first end can be a very nervy experience for both players. The whole idea is to survive the first end by not losing too many shots. Greg is corrected. Greg Harlow, of course, comes from the City of Ely club. That's Kay in the middle, and he's going to have a lot of support here today, being the local man. But I can imagine that the Auchinleck club will have this on. I can almost hear them cheering now. Their boy has done exceptionally well to get to this final.
Slightly favour your ball.
That easy delivery of Greg Harlow very rarely goes wrong. Looks a bit under, John.
Yeah, just inside the line. You haven't got the weight, and it goes away quickly on that hand. So still a good opportunity here for Stewart.
No, it's going under. A little edge. We'll keep it up. Doesn't need it. Good pace. As expected, a full house here at Potter's Leisure Resort.
It's a measure for shot.
Ball just dropped away.
Yeah, we thought that was going to make it. It's just fallen away. Nothing, Greg. Just drawing down a touch on the jack. Secure a 2. Better line with this. It's all about the pace now. He's got the weight to reach.
Definitely number 1. Good steady start by both players though.
1 red and a measure.
Oh, look at those bank of lights as well. It's creating a lot of heat, but a massive crowd. Always well supported in this venue, John, but what effect do you think that crowd will have on, not on Greg so much, but certainly on Stewart?
It'll probably be the biggest crowd that Stewart's ever played against, played in front of, should I say. Don't think he'll be playing against it today. Pretty fair-minded crowd. But I think he'll enjoy it. He loves this sort of arena.
Oh, he's playing a runner. That surprises me. Oh, that could be very costly. Why on earth did he play a runner
3
there,
shots
John?
to Greg Harlow.
He could have drawn it so easily.
Yeah, normally been drawn so well during the week. Got inside that and given the 3 away.
Well, that was a bit of a nervy one that we haven't seen from Stewart Anderson.
Yeah, good room to draw. He's played the runner well inside it. It's a bad connection. Must be his worst start, I would think, of the tournament.
Well, a shake of the head, and that's
23.5 metres.
the worst start that he's had in any first end in this event. That's what I was saying, John, earlier about getting into the first end, only losing 1 shot, or you know, if you pick one up, that's great, but you don't want to start off with a 3 or 4 against.
Yes, and I think thinking back to last year, I think that happened to Robert Wheel as well in the final, and ultimately lost the match.
Yes, you're absolutely right, John. Robert lost a 4 on the first end to Billy Jackson, then a single after it. He was 5-0 down after 2 and lost that set 11 shots to 6. Started off the next set with a double and won at 10-8. Interesting to see if it shakes. A young man, a 24-year-old. He really has been on a crest of a wave in the last sort of 2 years. Stewart Anderson won a national titles, World Indoor Bowls Council under 25 title, and of course was semi-final in the Scottish International Open, where he was truly superb.
Greg has come out of the blocks very quickly. He's brought that mat up the green. Lots of close bowls in there again this end.
Now what's better? Settle him down.
1 red.
Stewart's ball is 3 inches past jack high.
Greg to the front edge of the mat, right in the corner.
Yeah, so he's just helping his ball get back at a short distance where you can almost artificially help the ball to bend. Here it comes. Has he got the pace? He's toiling a bit. Just not there.
Very good line again. Well then, Stewart, a small adjustment to make.
Do you know, John, he's gone chasing that when he just had to play a draw off his own ball. Best of 2 sets, and we extend in the final to 11 ends per set. Normally it'd be 9, and of course, if required, a 3-end tiebreak. Respot the World Bowls Tour events. No dead ends, except on the 3rd end of the tiebreak, where a player can nominate to burn the head and replay it. Doesn't happen very often, John, but it's still available, and quite often players forget about it.
Yes, in the heat of the moment, it's very easy to do that. Now then, Greg, you made that adjustment on the backhand.
Well, if he drops back off the green ball, oh, it's locked in. Well, Stewart, he has to be just a little bit careful here.
1 red.
Well, he should be drawing this on the forehand just to drop in. Now, if he does want to extend it through, he can play a little bit inside and go for the jack down into that position, John. But there's an element of risk about that. He gets the edge of his own ball. He doesn't want to flick off the head.
Drawing line it is.
Well, he's got a chance with this one. It needs to bend back really quickly, though. Off the edge for number 1. He's got it. The right shot at the right time, and he gets the single he needs to get into this match.
1 shot to Stewart Anderson.
Great ball by Stewart, just locking off the green. Needed that, gets himself on the scorecard. Stewart this week has been getting that close ball with the first one, always within 10 inches. Just ran through with the first. Good start by Greg.
This will be the challenge for Stewart. If Greg gets his first 2 balls close. He's been winning the battle of the first 2 balls in almost every game. Possibly the exception, John, of the second set against you, when you started to really get into the jack. And he started to shake a little bit.
Yeah, it was the only time, I think, really, that I felt I was getting on top during that game. There was a period of 3 or 4 ends there. I think Greg's aware he needed to start well today. Put Stewart under a lot of pressure.
One red.
that's an inside line. Will he hold?
Well, I've noticed with Stewart that he does hold an inside line quite often on the backhand. Don't know how he manages to do it. Just sliding under. In a nice position though. A nice receiving position if he's able to stretch the jack back with the next one.
It's not quite as tight as he's been though in other matches early in the game. Starting really well, a lot of close balls. Not quite the same today at the moment.
No, he's definitely playing a slightly looser game at the present time. Need to stay up, Greggy. Need to stay up. Well, that's not where he wanted it.
A little opportunity now. He could afford to reach this, Stewart.
The ball's available, John, but it's the jack is the real prize. You want that jack extended all the way through to that back ball in that position. Put it in there and Greg will be in a heap of trouble. Once again, he's facing shot down with last ball to play. Third end in succession. Better with this one. Oh, has he got the pace? Oh, unlucky. Had the pace. He definitely had the pace. Just a half ball under the line. I just wonder if he's winged the jack to his own ball.
Yeah, he's trying that shot you said, David. He's trying to look for the jack just inside it. It's the back side of the jack.
Disappointment. He realised he was just 2 or 3 inches off getting the perfect result. But that's the sort of margins we're talking about.
A lot of discussion over this. Could be 1 green, could be 2 red.
Measure for shot.
Well, measure for shot. I think Greg might be tempted with a little forehand runner here. It's definitely available.
Yeah, looks a good shot. Anything down on that split gets the green away.
Well, he's given it a good hard look. If he gets into the ball in the forehand or into his own ball, John could rest that ball out for a treble. The alternative is just drawing the backhand. He has been playing the backhand pretty well, but it's more Greg's shot, that forehand runner.
Yeah, I think he's tempted with it.
So confident on his forehand, Greg Harlow, when it comes to playing pace, and he's on it. I think he's looking for this. Slightly inside the line with a little timing weight to allow the ball to drift in. Is he giving it time? An edge would have helped.
Yes, certainly played the shot.
That's Kay in the middle there. Kay is Greg's wife, but that's a lot of support here from the Ely Club. Well, Stewart's holding on to the mat. He might have a slight favour for himself if he's doing that.
1 shot to Stewart Anderson.
Again, he was line 1. Still good result then off the little edge.
Well, having dropped that 3 first end, Stewart has picked up 2 good singles to get himself back into the set. Very important that was, David. He didn't want to see Greg run away.
Yes, but their last ball efforts, John, you really don't want to be playing your last ball to save shots You want to be playing your last ball to add shots. That's more like it.
Well, I agree, and that's the sort of standard first ball that Stewart's been playing over the tournament so far.
Just had a quick glimpse there, some of our younger bowlers that come down for this weekend. Certainly more like Stewart Anderson being seen in this event.
Your ball 20 inches. The gap is 5 inches.
Greg's usually tempted for this sort of a head, but it's a single ball target. His own ball's on the edge. I think he should draw this, John.
It's certainly clear road in to draw the shot. And a long think about this.
Drifting past. This is the sort of position that Stewart Anderson has been enjoying in many of the matches during the World Championship. Usually pops another one in to put the pressure on, John.
Yeah, where he's normally been very effective. He hasn't widened it, but they've normally been in line with the jack. So it's a third shot, but it's no target. Once again, he's deliberately gone that little bit wider. He knows with good weight, still sweep back. And just keeps turning in.
He's trying to encourage it, but he has widened it on this occasion. I think Greg will go now. Yes, there's the slap from Stewart.
3 green.
He could have afforded to be that wide if he'd had 2 feet extra running, because he was covering the red balls and scoring.
He was really trying to will that ball in, get centre of the rink.
Well, he knows it's not a good ball, and it should be well and truly punished with this delivery. Very controlled weight. This will dive away very quickly. There it goes. Well, that hasn't really helped. He's still 3 down. In fact, if anything, it probably suits Stewart Anderson very nicely.
3 green.
Yeah, controlled weight, you're under it, he gets that corner of the green. Not the best of results for Greg. Well, if I was Stewart here, I think I'd play backhand.
Yes.
Dropping round his side green ball.
Well, you know, you're looking in there, John, aren't we? You know, if he can get anywhere in that sort of position, pop a ball in there, that would be excellent, because he covers the trail back, he covers the spot. The alternative, of course, is a draw on the forehand to close the head down or cover the red balls, which is what he's playing, but in a way he's leaving himself slightly at risk.
Well, that's jack line. He's going for another close ball. If this gets past the jack, it's not bad.
Setting up another target. The only good thing about it is that he's more or less saying to Greg that if you miss this, you're losing a full house.
Well, if it's weight from Greg, he'll go to the forehand side, down for the jackal, splitting the greens.
He could probably take at least those 3 away, John. If he gets the jack, he runs it over here. Forehand runner of Greg, so often accurate. Took 2, didn't get the best result.
Good hit, gets
Two
the
shots
split.
to Stewart Anderson.
2 greens away, so it wasn't a bad result. I think he'll take that.
So he'll be disappointed he didn't take the 3rd away, but he didn't use an awful lot of weight, Greg. He just played it very controlled.
Well, I'm up in the Players' Lounge with former dual world champion Andy Thompson. Andy, how are you seeing how this match has started off so far?
Well, I think Greg started the better of the 2 players, but I think Stewart now has actually picked his game up, had a very good end there, so maybe danger signs for Greg now that Stewart has found his pace.
The way Stewart played the last end has been typical of how he's played throughout this week.
Yes, he has. I mean, he's played drawing fantastic. It really has been the best drawing player here on, so far. But this is a final. The pace is a bit different. There's a big crowd, so I think Stewart just didn't settle too well. And still good signs for Greg.
Yeah, Greg obviously is the old experienced warrior. Stewart, this is a whole new experience for him. How will they now feel after these 4 runs? Do you think Stewart's now in his stride?
Yes, I think Stewart probably is now in his stride, and Greg's probably feels as though, oh dear, danger signs here. He had a good end. I don't want him to have, build his confidence up. So I think it's important that Greg actually scores the next couple of ends just to get him back in, in the driving seat. But a loose opener here from Stewart, so that maybe gives Greg a little bit of hope.
Your choice of who's going to win today?
I'm going to stick with my English colleague Greg on the tie.
What a bold prediction. Thank you, Andy.
Very bold prediction. His English colleague from a Scot, of course. But Andy has been playing for the English team for many, many years. Andy, of course, was from St Andrews, but moved down to England in the early 80s. Ever present in the England team ever since.
One green. Your last ball is 20 inches.
A bit of a loose head on this occasion, but it's advantage to Anderson.
Greg's down on forehand. Just trying to reach the ball. Good effort.
Well, it's just going to drop away, John. It's hard to tell for us. We have a whole bank of monitors here. Oh, that's my little friends. They're just keeping me company over this last week or so. There you go. And we've got a great view here, of course, in the commentary box. We've got lots and lots of equipment here. We've got our little computer with the pen and stuff as well. And, of course, we've got this lovely big view all the way out onto the rink, which is wonderful. Here we go. Long jack length for... Well, Stewart Anderson has been playing just a little bit longer than what I thought he might, actually. Greg on the shorter jack length, as expected.
I just wonder whether Greg will be tempted here, because the 2 greens are very close to each other. Might be worth attacking these 2 balls.
Well, the thing about Greg is, as you know, John, he's a forehand running specialist. Really likes to play the forehand. If he gets ball on the ball, he could be looking at 3 shots when the dust settles.
Seen it and playing it.
I think he's very close to this.
Got them.
Oh,
Great
yes.
shot.
Oh, yes, indeed. Well, he's an England skip. He will always look for those sort of shots, and he's played it to perfection.
3 shots to Greg Harlow.
Well, that's not the usual calm, relaxed Greg Harlow that we see. He's really pushing the air, trying to get himself going, get the adrenaline going. It was there all the way, John, though.
Yeah, he spotted it very quickly. We could see it in the commentary box. If he got one ball solid, and certainly the shot of the match so far.
Disappointing first ball. That's the White Oak Club from Swanley and Kendeb here earlier for exhibition games. Great kids. Coming here every weekend for about the last 4 years.
Just under a yard.
Loose end this end. There you go. Watch them grow up from young teenagers up to 18, 19 now. A lot of them.
Now then, Greg, you adjusted the weight. Just inside the line, the weight's certainly better.
That's a correction, isn't it, John? But both players will know that that's not going to be the shot. The completion of this end.
No, he certainly fancies Stewart to draw closer than that.
That's more like it. That one could stay to be shot.
It's 2 inches short of jack high.
Well, hardly a Kodak brownie, is it?
Greg needs that front ball, gets that full, it's good. Very good.
Perfect angle to pick up the jack and stay jack level with it.
1 red.
Well, it was very deliberate by Greg. Played that with good weight. He knew if he caught that ball, it's on the edge, the running edge, it would roll in. Very well played.
Stewart Anderson's going running for the ball. He's definitely on an inside line. Now, will this get back in time? Very deliberate shot. Holding off.
Now, you see, all the week, Stewart hasn't been tempted by that. It's a very difficult shot to play. He's been playing it with just over the drawing weight. All the games I've seen him and played against him, just playing good weight, David.
Yes, he's getting sucked into those shots, isn't he? The shots that we all know have got a very low percentage in terms of success rate. And as you say, John, he's been staying away from those all week. So why on earth is he going chasing them now?
Greg going back, and here he's reverted to that side. Playing safe, doesn't want to widen the other side. This is close.
Has to be careful. Oh, tapping the green, no damage done, and it's a good ball in there.
One red.
It's a good third shot. Well, still a chance for Stewart. He's looking at the front of the head of the red ball onto green. Well, if he's playing that, John, he'll be playing with a lot more pace. There's Dad Billy in the black, just watching this match. And
we're still there on the draw for Stewart. He's been playing well on the draw all week.
yes, I think he just wanted to have a quick look at that, nothing more. Back to that running ball. He's very, very narrow this time. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Once again, a difficult shot, and once again, he's been sucked into play now. Instead of just a draw, John, with a little tap on the ball.
Yeah, I think you've got to be a little bit critical. I don't think that was the shot to play with either the third or the fourth ball.
Those lights are very, very strong. Produce a lot of heat. Massive crowd, of course. Bring the temperature up in the arena. Portable rink can vary in terms of pace. But we're seeing a slightly different Stewart Anderson today. All credit to him, he's got to the final and he's still playing well. What's impressed me so much about this player is that he's got a great demeanour on and off the rink. Very pleasant to talk to. Hasn't let anything go to his head, but he's been playing the right shots at the right time. Great opener from both players. And playing the right shot at the right time, John, at 24 on the portable rink is not an easy thing to do.
Just over
today, we're actually seeing something different.
Yes, he's trying to mix it up a little bit, and I don't think that's what he wants to do. He's been drawing well all week, all championship. I think he just wants to play that draw shot. That's what's winning the games for him.
Got between two balls.
Want to start chasing. He's got a good second in here. That's a safe line by Greg.
Close. Needs an edge. Didn't get it. Good effort. Just playing up on the draw.
One red.
Not easy for Greg to get to that closest green, is it? Very awkward.
Yes, that's Billy. Stewart Anderson's dad. He looks a slightly worried man, but he had that look on him when Stewart won yesterday in the semi-final as well. The nerves are maybe getting there a little bit. Yes, Greg staying away. Turned his back on it. He knows where he wants to go. Slightly deep on that side. And that's quite interesting because he now is aware of the fact that if Stewart comes into this with any sort of pace, that's a useful ball. So he should just be trying to tap it. That's all.
Yeah, it's only a draw shot. He gets the jack, makes 2.
Well, that changes things. It changes things quite a lot. There's more young players who come down to watch this. The boys love it, John, don't they? There you go. They look at the camera and say, "Hey, I'm here on TV."
Yeah, I think those are the lads that were playing on the rink earlier today. Junior final. Problems for Greg. He needs to cover the 3 green.
Greg, got your side ball, which was very valuable. It's been taken away. You want to get that green ball, left side of the picture, nearly jack high. That's the target. There we go. Old faithful of the cloth. Hasn't seen a washing machine since it was manufactured. He's played so well using it. A bit of a lucky cloth there, John.
Yeah, likes the old cloth in the hand, Greg, and he's close. Just needs to bend. Pretty good.
That's good. That's very good. Well, doesn't get much better than the arena here. I have to say, I'm still very impressed by Stewart Anderson. He's keeping it together, as we see Kerry watching on.
Now again, he's gone chasing. Just hasn't done that all week. It's always been done just on the draw. And he's just a little bit anxious at the moment.
1 shot to Greg Harlow.
Yes, and Greg's playing steady balls. He's playing exactly what he needs to do. He's not playing absolutely outstanding, but he's doing everything right. He knows he's just got the young man where he wants him.
Yeah, you see, all week Stewart would have just, that last ball would have just reached it with a couple of feet of weight, no more than that, maybe a foot over the draw, and turned the jack for 2, but he's trying to roll it with a couple of meters. It's so difficult on this rink. Just trying to make it happen, isn't he?
Greg has been playing a 25.5 metre jack most of the time. He's reduced that to 23.5 metres.
Inches.
Three hands in a row for Greg Harlow. Stewart needs to get the jack. Change the pattern, change the jack length, shake this up a bit.
Greg sticking with the backhand side. This is really good.
Oh, another beauty. That's what I'm saying, John, about Greg playing steady balls. He's playing the shots just to keep coming to the jack. The odd opportunity he's had to take a ball out or to rest things through, he's been playing it. He's let Stewart play over the weight on a few occasions. He's just holding off. Just like that. Now, normally that ball would have been 5 or 6 inches away on the forehand.
Is 9 inches past jack high.
Stewart not wasting any time. Good to see. Closer this time. Better pace. Little push on the ball. That gives him the shot. That's what we've been talking about before, John. Just drawing the things with little taps. That's what he's been doing. Instead of going chasing the ball.
One green.
Yeah, that's what he's been like all tournament. Great ball. Yeah, this is the sort of shot he plays. Just good weight, just enough to move the jack.
Well, if Greg can get into this jack and just drop it through into this position, he's absolutely perfectly placed to pick up a treble. Just over the draw weight. Certainly out in a good line with this, but will he get down in time? Struggling now. Yeah, just that short jack length. Looking for the conversion shot. Maybe a little bit less weight, John.
Yeah, he certainly attacked it. He knew the ball was good. As I said, it's such a difficult shot. Anything overweight.
Well, this one shot's very valuable to Stewart. Might be tempted to change onto the backhand and play the safe side. Playing the forehand traditionally. Been his favourite side, so has to be careful with the jack. Wants to stay away from it. Good line. Needs to hurry on the pace. And I just wonder, was he a little bit frightened there,
One
John?
shot to Stewart
by playing the
Anderson.
forehand?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he wanted to give shot away.
With me in the Players' Lounge is finalist here 2 years ago, Ian Bond, but you had some success this time around in the pairs, Ian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, me and Andy Thompson won the World Pairs a couple of weeks ago, so it's been a fairly good tournament for me. Disappointing in the singles, but enjoying this final.
Tell us about what you're making of the final so far.
Yeah, both players playing very well. Greg's played some good conversion shots. I think that could be the key to the game. You know, if Greg keeps making these conversion shots, he's going to make it very hard for Stewart. But Stewart now just looking like he's starting to come onto a bit of a game, so it could be interesting.
Do you think Stewart suffered a little bit of nerves early on? It just seemed not as fluent as he has been in certainly the quarterfinals and the semi-finals.
Yeah, I'd be surprised he didn't have some nerves. I know what it was like when I went out there for the first time. In the final, it is nerve-wracking, and maybe it did show the first couple of runs, but I think it's starting to settle down now.
I suppose on the other hand, you're seeing the professionalism and the experience of Greg.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been a couple of ends that you can just see that Greg's getting the tactics right. You know, he's making Stewart play the perfect bowls to get the shot, and if Greg can keep doing that, I would fancy Greg to win.
Okay. Fancy Greg to win. Andy Thompson, your partner, also fancied Greg to win, so that's a surprise. Ian, thank you.
Cheers, thanks.
Yes, indeed, Rishi, but you have to bear in mind both players are international colleagues of this man. Spent a lot of time in his company. Stewart Anderson's got almost everyone in Scotland cheering for him at the moment, in particular at Auchinleck Club in Ayrshire.
One green. The gap is 6 inches. Your ball, the gap is 12 inches. One green.
It's Greg's wife, Kate. A little bit tense. It's all the travelling support from Ely. It's like the cop end there.
Yes, all in red. That's a useful ball. Really would have liked to get a tap on the jack. Andy Ewings is having a good look at it.
It's very close. I think you're 2 down, Greg.
Okay, and my last ball, please.
Your last ball is 2.5 feet.
Good wide track by Greg. He's using a strong bias ball. This should come back all the way. Needs to hurry though. Well, it's certainly going to count in terms of the second shot.
One green.
Yes, managed to get second. Some of the players, John, have been going to the wider bias ball as the tournament has progressed. This carpet has been put down now some 3.5 weeks, and as it loosens a little bit on the stretch, it calms down in terms of pace, and the big strong draws are no longer available.
That's correct. You certainly don't see too many players playing a narrow running ball. Now then, Stewart. Just a draw on the forehand. Any movement on the jack is good.
Touching the jack is worth an awful lot of shots here. If he can get it solid, he's getting 4. Oh, what a ball, and what a time to play it. Once again, just drawing to the jack, gets a little touch. 1 up to 4 up.
Yeah, shot of the day for Stewart. This is what he's been doing so well. He played it again, and this time he gets the weight just right, moves the jack, probably 4. But that doesn't look too good for the mat for Greg either.
4 green.
4 green. Quite a little murmur at that. That would change the complexion of this first set quite dramatically. The last 2 ends, John, that little draw shot has proved to be really valuable to Stewart Anderson.
Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. Just plays that so well. Doesn't need to use any more weight.
Well, this is a big recovery shot.
Looking for a result.
Oh, well, needs to plant these under.
Plant's good.
Well, that's not bad. Down to 2, I think. Maybe not the perfect result, but a good result.
Good shot. Gets the plant solid.
2
3 ball
shots to Stewart
plant.
Anderson.
Reduces the count to 2.
Ooh, he didn't want the jack to move. Jack hadn't moved, he might well have got the shot out of that.
Main thing is, though, he's still in front. Reduce that count.
Well, they're really getting down to the business end of the set. It's 11 ends, of course, now in the final. And number 10 in play. 8-7 to Greg Harlow. It's been a good match. Good solid play, good conversion shots. And this is good, Greg. This is very good. Just making the gap.
Well, if he got the touch off the green then, David, it would have been a really good result. That would have put him right onto the jack.
Oh, this is good.
It was a good ball by Stewart, but Greg's still in good shape here, good position.
push this one out wider, John. Here it comes. It needs a clear road past the green. If he gets that, he's got a chance to drop back for a good ball. Oh. That's the benefit of having a strong bias ball.
Certainly is, and two really good balls in position for Greg. It's not going to be easy for Stewart.
Very close measure, Stewart. Yes, okay.
Yes, he's asking permission to come up, and that's understandable. It's not an easy head to defend. As we see the card now, Greg Harlow, those couple of trebles, just been enough to keep his nose in front. More importantly, he's kept Stewart Anderson down to singles and a couple of doubles. Really difficult to defend this head with two balls. I don't know. Just behind the jack. Both players have to come back now after walking up. Etiquette being kept as it should be, right to the fore.
Looks like the same hand for Stewart. He could raise his own green ball and stay there. Push that into position. Not easy.
He was trying just to get to his own ball, tap it through and stay in its place. This is slightly different from his previous delivery. I think it's struggling for pace. That's why line was good enough.
Not easy end here for Stewart Anderson. I just wonder whether he'll come in with Greg on the backhand side. Fraught with danger.
Well, what you're talking about, John, is dropping into that ball. That would be the perfect ball to play, but so difficult. On the forehand, he's got two chances. He can touch his own ball through, or he can make it through to that one. Well, he's playing the backhand, and this has to be very accurate.
He's trying to take this opportunity to get in on the back ball. He's playing it well.
Well, he's on the high side. It's fairly safe. He turns the ball, he's got a chance, but I just think that was a low percentage shot in terms of the danger involved.
Now, what an opportunity for Greg Harlow. Even if he's underlined, he could turn the green ball away to make three.
Well, it's slightly under the line that he's been using in the two previous balls. This is going to have to hurry. He really needs to run with this to hold up. It's just going to drift away. Oh, that's surprising, John. Short with two balls with a chance to turn the jack.
Well, an opportunity to pick the line out, but both balls didn't reach. Hope he doesn't regret that.
Marker has put a little chock in just to hold the ball solid during the measure so it doesn't move. The large caliper is going to come out. There it is. Rest one end on the rink.
One shot to Stewart Anderson.
Wow. One end shootout for the first set. Tie break highly unlikely now, the way it's sitting, unless someone gets a shot here. What's the chances, John, of the two balls touching?
Long.
Indeed.
Not giving you any odds on that, dude.
Now that you've just brought in about odds, just when have you ever heard of a player who comes in as a qualifier, goes so short odds that he's the favourite for the event before he plays the 5 times world champion, and it's only the second round?
Well, up to now, he's certainly been the favourite. He's played really, really well. I've never known that to happen before.
A lot of people got on to Stewart Anderson when he was 40-1. He played one match and went down to 11-2 and then 9-4.
It's amazing, isn't it? But he's a quality player, and they know their bowls in Scotland, and I bet they've been going big in Ayrshire. Get the money on Stewart. That's a good opener by Greg.
Just dropping under with pace. It's a decent second. It's a good first ball by Greg, but it's not really defendable. He needs to put another one in. Well, I know in the past we were saying, John, that he shouldn't go chasing, but I think this is the occasion when he needs to go chasing now.
He might be tempted. It's a good target. Still drawing, I think, just over the draw. He's not bad for line. Chance. Just outside edge.
Well, a drop back. No, that's a different position for Greg.
One red.
Line the set. He's got the side covered on the respot as we see Stewart Anderson shaking his head. The ball just turning over.
Yeah, just on the high side, good weight for it, but he's not really improved it. That's why I thought he might have been tempted going firmer, because he's not happy with that. He's put that ball in a good position behind the jack.
Yes, he's got a shoulder to play off. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Greg decides just to play another draw. He can go deep if he wants, in case Jack goes over to the side, but there's a good shot on here as well, John, just to come through in the backhand, turn the Jack round the corner and really make it hard. Alternatively, he can play down on the forehand for cover.
It looks like he's going for cover. He's playing the forehand. So he's saying to Stewart, you can have a go at this, I'm not worried.
Oh, he's pushed this one out. Oh, just on the edge. Had a little look at the side ditch. And there he's going into the respot position. Well, there's good value in that. Not sure, just leaving the shot for Stewart Anderson. He's got a number of opportunities.
Yeah, I think now though, that spot covered, that corner of the ring covered by red, I think he might just be forcing Stewart into drawing it. Can't see too much gain in using weight.
Well, the only advantage about arriving, John, is if he comes off the ball and gets into that, which one of the other two balls is third shot between this one and the green one? That's the question.
I don't think we can tell from our position. I think it's just a draw, use the green side ball. Yeah, that's what he's playing.
No, he's on the perfect line. I tell you what, this is close, John.
In the area.
This is really close. Clean ball's what he's looking for. Oh, he's through the gap.
One shot from first set to Greg Harlow.
Well, I don't believe that. For the last 2 weeks, this man's been playing those sort of shots and dropping in for number one. But suddenly, Lady Luck has walked away.
Yeah, he played that well. He could have played that ball with better controlled weight. That's the difference, margin between success and failure. Half a ball wide.
Billy Anderson still not expressing too much. Well, some famous names, no wonders at Potters, and the last 12 years. Alex Marshall's name in there, of course, 5 times. Paul Foster a couple of times. Alex has been a dominant force. Billy Jackson, and it's going to be a new name on it this year. First set over the crowd. Just making a little bit of noise. Just let them settle down a little bit as Greg plays his first ball. A decent one it is.
Shot ball, 1 ball pass, Jack-Eye. Your ball, 16 inches the gap.
Morning, Greg. Past the red, you're very close. Needs to run.
No, Greg, not a time to leave an opening for Stewart Anderson. You really don't want this young man to bounce back at you. Only part of the job done.
Oh, Stewart would be disappointed. They just wanted to get past the reds. Try and score.
Yes. Yes. Your outside ball probably 18 inches.
Greg persisting on the backhand. Looking at a little bit of weight here. Down on the reds. Split and follow through. Doesn't want that connection.
Didn't really help him. 3 balls. Half a metre short of the jack. I'd be quite happy to lose a single here, John, but not a 3.
Yeah, well, Stewart's got a chance here. You know, he gets between the jack and the 3 reds. He scores another. Good for weight.
Number 2. The promotion shot in the backhand still available to Greg.
2 green.
It's a pretty decent looking target as well. Just wonder, will he play this again? Because there's a forehand draw and a forehand runner available.
Doesn't think he'll be tempted with the backhand. There's 3 good bowls there to roll into.
If he gets that one, John, he'll get a very good result. The alternative is to come in the forehand, but I don't think he'll play it.
Oh, he's going for the target on the 3 bowls.
Well, this is going to have to hold up pretty quick because it starts to dive fairly rapidly. Well, that's a perfect result. I think he's coming out with a shot in this one. He looked as if he was just going to dip away, John.
Yeah, he's just inside it, held on, just gets the edge of the 3rd ball, the red one.
1 red.
Oh, and he's made the shot as well. Okay.
It's a very worried K, isn't it? Let's look at the red.
Looks like she's praying there.
It's like a Manchester United supporters club, isn't it? You would expect him to draw the shot depends if whether Stewart can get a little touch on the jack, but this is number one. If he gets a touch on the jack, he might make two. I don't think that's enough. Paul Foster, Alex Marshall, compliment.
One shot to Stewart Anderson.
I think Greg Harlow would be delighted to get away with that.
Yeah, he's opened it up, Greg's line on one, but Stewart, this is what he's so good at. This first jack, and he comes in, draws the shot.
Stewart Anderson has shaken off the disappointment of losing the first set. It's the only time in his World Championships that he's lost the first set. Just checking my files here, actually, and he did lose the first set against Alex Marshall, but he fought back in the second, 9-4.
9 inches the gap.
It's a bit deep.
Yeah, I don't think that was deliberate.
Greg Harlow, City of Ely Club. Very local. We're up in 06. We're saying 3 times the International Open champion, hence why he likes playing at Sheffield. Ben Twist pushed him. He's a young man, the 19-year-old from Queensland. Paul Foster was a real good game, real struggle. Past Robert Paxson from England in the semi-final. It's a good game, that. Well, Greg doesn't want to start losing the battle of the first 2 balls. It just the build up of pressure when you start doing that. Oh, John, what's going on here?
Well, he certainly lost his way this end. That's about the worst end Greg's played.
Stewart Anderson, Auchinleck Club, so well known. Scottish Open semi-finals, under 25s there, but a Scottish champion. Big game against the seed Mark McMahon, and then it's been very tight. Alex Marshall. A lot of people at that stage, John, were thinking his game with Alex Marshall could easily decide who was going to win the championship.
Yeah, well, he's certainly hit back in the groove here.
Green.
Nasty life for Greg. Greg may be tempted with the forehand here. Corky might just look at that. He got his own ball there, down the gap.
He has, and he likes the forehand. The only problem with the forehand is if he does edge off it, John. Edge off the front one. He's still 2 down. He really should be drawing this.
Yeah, if he hasn't drawn really close on the backhand, as he's could find one. He's persistent.
It's a loose head for Greg.
Looks better for weight.
Got it away smooth. He's given it a good hard stare, which means he thinks it's closer. In with a chance with this one. Needs to stop on the ball, and he has. There's the big recovery ball. Those are the sort of shots that win you championships.
Yeah, good ball this by Greg. Persisted with the backhand draw. He finds a good one with the last. Good time to find one as well.
So 1-1 after 2, all to play for, but that was a big ball for Greg to pull out this early in the set.
Well, I'm now with Billy Jackson, last year's champion up here in the Players' Lounge. Billy, the first set was a real humdinger. For a while, it looked as if Greg was going to get away, then Stewart battled back. This one started in similar sort of fashion.
It's very similar. I mean, when you look at the first set, like you say, Stewart played great draw bowls. Greg had a couple of super conversions. I mean, because I think on ends, Greg probably won 4 out of 11, which shows you what happened there. He just played a cracking bowl there, 3 or 4 down. I mean, Stewart would be away, 5-0 up. Drawn a corker, 1-1.
Yeah. Well, obviously Greg is in his second final. This is the first for Stewart. Tell me, at any point in this match, with your experience from last year, do you ever forget that it's a final and it's just a game?
Definitely not. No, I mean, every second I was out there last year, it was like, you know, this final is going to be perfect. Look at all these people, TV's on, there's millions watching. And I think if you do relax and forget about it, you could just go to biz.
So, what do you think is going to happen from here on in?
Well, if I'm making a prediction, I've gone for Greg all the way through, mainly because Greg went for me last year, so I'm trying to repay him. I don't know whether you remember last year, they had the little dog puppets on the windowsill with my lad. He's actually bought one today for Greg.
Right. Okay.
So
that might be the thing that keeps the fortune in Greg's favour. Billy, thank you for talking to us. Good luck.
Well, it's getting a little bit lopsided. We've got the whole of Ayrshire, most of Scotland going for Stewart Anderson. And we've got the players, or at least some of the players here, John, going for Greg Harlow.
Well, the English lads are sticking together.
Oh.
It's a group effort.
Safety in numbers. Oh, this is close. Got a chance with this off the ball. Needs to drop. Wow, the red ball just pushed it back.
2 red. Is 2.5 balls short of Jack High.
Good head of balls.
Well, it's not bad. It's a good position there.
That's a good ball. It has certain value. Once again, just drawing into it. Got a chance with this one. Needs off the edge of his own though. Got the edge. That was enough. He was always in the area. Always a chance.
1 green.
Yeah, he's looking for that inside road, gets a little touch off the green. Well played. But you can see here there's still a shot on for Greg, and I think this will be a little run on the backhand. Gets under the 2 short bowls, plant on the red.
That should pop the ball out, John, and it's very unlikely to take his own ball out. Just the way it looks as if it's locked in. Don't think the angle's good enough to get to the green. You could play it either side, you could play forehand or backhand, doesn't matter.
The only way I wouldn't play it forehand, there is a danger on the forehand. He could edge his ball away off the forehand. I can't see him doing that on the backhand.
Well, might have to remind you said that. He flicks it out on the inside.
I've committed myself now, Dave, you know me.
Well, we've always knew you really should be committed, but no, that's good. Greg Favours the forehand when he's playing running balls, but this one looks like a backhand shot. Well, he's in the area. Oh, he's got it. Surely he's got it. And there it goes. And it just held in. Just about stayed. Very good shot by Greg Harlow.
There we are, David. I don't like saying I told you so, but what a great ball that was.
It just held in by an inch.
I'll call them, Greg. You play them.
Nice, Stewart. Draw on the forehand. Like I say, John, there's an odd column in the comedy box, but the players have to play it, and that's exactly what Stewart did.
Yeah, that was a lightning ball again by Stewart.
One shot for
Super
Stewart
delivery. Just shows what he's like, world class. And Billy Jackson in with us, and Andy Thompson. Well impressed with that delivery.
Yes, Andy likes to come into the commentary box just to bring the average age up a little bit.
You just got to admire Stewart. Just keeps persisting. He'll get lots of close balls there. Still asking questions of Greg.
Ooh, Greggy. Stewart broken into the international team for Scotland. He's now a Scottish internationalist. Greg Harlow. He's a very, very experienced international player.
Your ball, 1 yard. 1 yard.
High line by Greg. Now he knows the weight. Will it get back?
Well, it's better. That's the main thing.
Did it get back? Shot ball.
And it's that strong bias ball of Greg Harlow's.
1 red. It's about half an inch short of Jack High.
Just wants to break inside the ball. Good solid connection. Punch it over. Oh, that's a beauty. I don't think he got it over the second turn. That's what he was looking for.
1 red.
Still 1 red. Just thought it was going to drop over the second time to make the double. And not easy to defend against.
Yes.
Greg's coming down. He's going to take a look at this.
Well, we expected this to be a tight game, and you can see the scorecard for the first set. 2 threes. Greg scored first end and fifth end, made all the difference. Just got him over the line in the end.
Stewart actually won more ends. Thought he might play this, Stewart goes on the forehand, trying to lodge onto that green ball.
It's a good effort. Even coming across, there's a certain value in it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Now, I just wonder, will Stewart be a little bit more aggressive now? Try and get the 2 balls. Oh, dropped away the ball. We can see that. You can't. There it is. But there is a chance to come into it.
Just dropped away that ball.
Yeah, makes a difference, John.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he'll play this. He might be a little bit conservative here and try and draw the shot in the forehand. He's leading 2-1 in this set. Doesn't want to make any sort of mistakes.
Yes, and he has been drawing well. I'm not sure, but I think it's really because Greg's got a ball left more than anything else.
Not bad. Will he get back?
No. I think if that had been the last ball of the end, he might have had a little go at it. Shake of the head. Last few games, Stewart Anderson would have been drawing that shot. Well, it is a world final, and that makes everyone tense up. Oh, there you go. Best crew in the business. No nerves there, steady hand.
I reckon this is going to be a really safe line by Greg. He just can drop back inside the green ball.
That's what I call a safe weight.
Yeah, very safe
shot for
weight.
Greg Harlow.
Can't blame him, though.
Yeah, shot's hard to come by. Still a long way to go in this set. Well, we just had a little disturbance in the crowd at the moment, so the players are going to take a couple of moments, that's all, just to recompose themselves. Only be a couple of moments, folks, just while we steady up. Just it sometimes happens in the crowd where you just get a little bit of a disturbance, that's all. Just takes a moment or two on occasions, just to settle things down. So we'll resume play in a moment or two.
Yeah, I think umpire Andy Ewins is dealing with the situation. Nice to have a policeman in the auditorium.
It's always good to be well trained, and Andy Ewins is dealing with it. There we go. There we are. That's not a big problem. The guys will settle down again. It'll be fine. Always is.
Well, it's all happening today at Potter's Leisure Resort.
This big crowd's been entertained with the bowls and a whole variety of other things as well. That's just unfortunate for the players because it disturbs their concentration and they'll need to settle in. Unfortunately, with these two characters, John, it takes a lot to disturb them, so don't think we'll worry too much. Just need to get the crowd to settle down, that's all. Players just having a chat. What's that all about?
Yeah, it's the last ball coming down at Greg's. Trying to get a second, he's a little short. I don't know if that excited the gentleman in the audience who went on the green naked, but didn't do much for me.
Wasn't even going to mention it. It wasn't a pretty sight. But the guys have settled down now. Just got the crowd to settle down, and Greg sees the funny side of it. But there we go. The jack has been cast, and we'll be off and running again in a few seconds. Yes, we thought for a moment that maybe Andy Thompson got a bit excited. He's only taken his jacket off, though. It's okay. Yep. We're off and running again now. Everything's settled down. Needs a little bit more. It's a decent ball to start off from Stewart as well. Both players just half a metre short of the jack.
16 inches, your ball.
Always a dangerous end when we've had a little bit of a disturbance, and you have to really get your concentration back and make no mistakes. So for anyone that's joining us a little bit late, we're on the 5th end. 2 shots all, singles all the way. Fascinating game. Greg Harlow took the first set 9 shots to 8. The difference being probably just a little bit more experience coming to play with Greg Harlow over this man, Stewart Anderson.
And Stewart, this is a good reply. If he runs, he's very close. What a line in.
Stewart's ball, the gap is 10 inches. 1 red.
It's a fairly well hidden ball.
Stewart's problem is last ball is just blocking the way in on the backhand side. May switch to the 4, yes. Going to switch to the forehand, get round the short red balls.
This ball's got a little bit of work to do. If he gets past this, he's close. If he gets past the red one, oh, it just caught the edge.
1 red.
Maybe needed a little bit more power on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that has flopped off the red and it's blocking the hand there. Now, David's not good for him.
Well, it's certainly not easy, but I don't think both players will be too disappointed in this end at the moment. Just trying to work out what Greg can do. If he wants to play the forehand, my goodness, John, he's going to have to try and drift in on a very high line. He's putting his foot down. What he's thinking about doing is just coming into there, just past the green ball. His ball would have to drop a little bit to get in. The backhand, well, the danger in the backhand is any touch in that ball will give the shot away.
Yeah, I'd stay away from the backhand. I think forehand, he's got big bias in bowl. Really good weight, he might just get back.
Trying that shot. Dropping short on the pace. Well, I think Stewart will look at this very carefully, but it's probably best on the backhand. Just a little tap on the green ball, John, would do the job.
Yeah, it's not easy. I think just lay into that green, try and roll it in.
Well, he's in the area for this. It's given it a chance. It's just going to hold off.
Always difficult there.
One shot to Greg Harlow.
Just a steady end. It hasn't disturbed two players. Just that little interruption in play. Bowls now played all around the world and some quite obscure places, but one place that's not obscure, a lot of people didn't realise they played bowls, is in Germany. Play short mat bowls in Germany, but they've also got an outdoor rink. I apologise for my pronunciation of this. Lübchow, I think it's called, 14 miles south of Leipzig. And Ben Twist in the middle there, the 19-year-old from Queensland. He played well, John.
Yeah, good young player. Sitting alongside Arenda Bartu of Canada there. But back to the action. Greg now needs to push for home.
Yes. Early days.
Stewart's bowl 9 inches.
9.
Your bowl 14 inches.
Picking this line up well all week, Stewart. Just needs to drop in behind the jack. Well, not ideal. It's another shot. He's not too happy where it's finished.
Well, I don't think he'd be too disappointed. It's two very good bowls, and if he is tempting Greg into playing pace, there's always the pressure on to hit the head. It looks like a forehand runner. He's into something. Well, depends. That ball's going with it. Oh, dropped in. So Jack in the ditch, little marker going on. Ball will be removed. It's a pretty decent result.
Yes, he's hoping it out. Fully expect Stewart to get close for shot, but it's a better position for Greg. Here we are, good strike, gets some middle green. Rolls it all the way through. Well, interesting choice. He's coming forehand across the rink.
Well, this will dive really quickly. Be very close to this red ball. Doesn't want to get caught on that. Oh dear. Well, that'll be a disappointing delivery from Stewart. He'll be unhappy with that. Not really putting any pressure on Greg.
No, it's Greg's got options. He could probably play the same hand as Stewart. Doesn't want to touch that last green ball. Lots of space, so maybe tempted on the backhand side. Plenty of rink to use.
Yes, you could score inside on the backhand. Just let the ball drift inside, but Greg playing, it's not the open side, but certainly there's more space. Well, tell you what, he's going to be very close to these two balls, and the way this one will drift across. Very close to his own. Well, just enough. And only just enough.
Two red.
I think the problem, John, is there's a short green ball which really looks in the perfect draw, which is just short of those balls. The other in the left-hand side of your picture, and it's really awkward to get to because of that.
Stewart's going to try again.
Well, this is definitely wider.
More weight.
He'll get past the short one, just whether it's going to stay or not. If it stays on, he'll get the shot. Oh, very good. Good adjustment. Well played.
One shot to Stewart Anderson.
Greg onto his favourite backhand. Likes this hand in this direction.
It's almost like a little mini battle of the first two balls to see who can put the pressure on early in every end. Good correction, as expected. Large crowd responding.
Greg's still on the backhand. He knows he's got his own ball he can use. How's the weight on this?
Struggling. Very much struggling.
One green.
There's a little sniff of a chance here if Stewart can put another good ball in. Oh, he's in a good line. It's a repeat of the last delivery. All the way. Greg coming up to have a look. I just wonder, will he be tempted here, John, to have a little pop at this?
There's not a lot of target there. He's got two short balls down the rink, a green and a red. He needs to negotiate. It's not easy.
Yes, but if he's able to get into that ball absolutely clean, he will certainly take this one out. He'll be hoping that the jack might even move to the red ball.
Will run it.
Well, he's watching it. Thinks he's close. There you go. And the jack moved. Two balls out.
Yeah, we thought he might, and he plays that shot well, Greg. Controlled weight. Not many players play that better than him. Perfect connection, and Jack just moves back up the green to the red ball. What Stewart will play here? Tempter for him on the ball. Roll the ball, green ball onto red. Playing down his backhand. Plays the red through.
You're maybe thinking about it there, John, onto the ball. If he drops inside, he could get to the jack. The alternative, which I think is on as well, as the forehand, just to drop into the jack. I think I'm more inclined for the forehand, but it's available either way.
Yeah, he's drawing well on the forehand side all through the championship, and he's looking at that again.
Oh, gentle, gentle, Stewart. Just over. He is. just over.
Now then, a little chance for Greg to roll in a second shot.
Well, if you want to play it, he probably played on the safe side, John. That's in on the backhand. You know, he can come in on the wide side and just try and drop it in on that sort of angle. That way he's staying away from the jack. Danger with the forehand is if he touches the jack, he could give it away.
Line's good. Weight's not bad. More than not bad, it's really good. Number 2.
That's a beauty. That's the advantage of a strong bias ball with Greg Harlow. All the way round the outside, drops in, and he takes the double.
2 shots to Greg Harlow.
Really good ball from Greg on the high line, good weight. He takes advantage. Spare second shot. That's a big end, because Stewart had played a good end, then he drops a 2. Very big end for Greg Harlow.
Yes, he liked that one. That's the old high line drift shot. Just bring it in off the high line using the mat with good pace, staying away from danger and adding the spare.
Psychologically it was a big end because, you know, after the first couple of balls Stewart was in good position, laying 2. Greg plays a big third ball.
Both players very much aware of what's at stake today. Not only the World Championship, but provisional world #1 for Greg Harlow. I don't think he'll worry too much just about that. But for Stewart Anderson, a win here might just get him into the top 16 for next season, depending on results next week in Wales.
I'll tell you what, Greg can taste the title now. He's putting a lot of pressure on.
He's like a hungry lion, just in the hunt. He's getting a sniff of success. Well, early runner from Stewart Anderson. Looks as if he's tight. Now, I can't remember the last time that Stewart has played as many running balls, but certainly the second one, that's unusual.
Well,
if I was playing that running ball, I'd have played it on the backhand, John, because there's lots of potential in the backhand.
And Greg's playing forehand, looking to draw down again. Gets to centre of the rink and counts, it'll be good.
Well, he's not going to count, but he's certainly trying to get the centre rink. And I still think it's a backhand runner. Better percentages on the backhand.
It's an important ball for Stewart in the context of the match.
Better chance with this. Much better chance with this one. Needs a jack. Oh, unlucky. Very unlucky. In the last few games, that jack would have been away with the ball, John.
Well, that's a bad result. You won't like the look of that. Crunch moment in this match. He's looking for the jack on the run on the backhand. He's well played, but he's just inside it. Look where he's chopped that jack to. Now then, Greg, you can close this right down. Good line in by Greg.
Well, he really is going for it now. Greg Harlow taking advantage of that jack just being edged away. And really, a 3 here is going to make it very difficult for Stewart Anderson to get back.
And that's a really good ball because he's taken probably the backhand shot away. He can't get down to the jack there. This is crisis point for Stewart Anderson.
Big ball here. Greg's very much aware of it. He gets a 3. 5 shots in front. Only 3 ends to go. Well, he's in the area for the runner, but there's a big gap. And he's found it. Well, it was the right shot to play. But he's dropped the treble.
3 shots to Greg Harlow.
Has this been just a step too far for young Stewart?
Well, it is crunch time now for Stewart Anderson. He is approaching crisis point. David Gourlay, former champion, up with me. Is there any chance he can get back in this, or has Greg got him by the jugular?
Yeah, I think there's always a chance, you know, but I think Greg now sees the finishing line, you know, and Greg's so experienced, he'd be very determined not to lose this now, I would imagine.
It's been wonderful watching the way Greg has taken almost advantage of a little bit of lack of experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been in the receiving end when Greg's in this type of mood, you know. His conversion shots are legendary, you know, and I think Stewart probably just was sort of drawn closer slightly later on, but Greg's been converting amazing.
Well, Greg's partner Kay is very tense as things stand, and I'm sure that she should feel a little better with the scoreline if she keeps looking up at that. Greg, David, thank you very much.
Yes, it's almost like Greg Harlow has moved up a gear. We know his wife Kay goes through the full range of emotions when he's playing. Greg very cool, he's very determined. You can see it in Greg, and he's extremely determined today to concentrate on every delivery.
Oh, he's very professional in his approach to the game, and I'll tell you what, Stewart's going to have to produce something really special because Greg won't give this away. Stewart's going to have to win it back.
Good effort, good ball in the area. Still got a chance.
1 red.
There's just the wrong side of everything at the moment, and that's a bad sign. It really is.
Yes. The gap is 12 inches.
Very professional exhibition by Greg Harlow. Changed his style of play about 8-9 years ago. He was quite a flamboyant player on the rink and played a lot of risky shots. Played a lot of pace shots, changed it to the draw game and occasional pace shots, and suddenly the success started to roll in. And he's good again. It's another beauty. Well, the questions are being asked of Stewart Anderson now.
2 red.
Another runner. In the area this time, surely. Oh, horrible result. Well, those were the sort of shots that he was getting maximum results from in earlier rounds, and suddenly it's completely changed.
Well, very unfortunate with that result, but just momentum's with Greg Harlow. Kay, relax, Kay. Really on edge, Kay, there.
Yes, no reaction from Billy. Well, at this moment in time, the way it sits, Greg Harlow is line championship.
Yeah, I wouldn't go too near this, I don't think. Doesn't need to widen it. That's a delivery, that's a connection, you see. Hit the target, but nothing went right. Oh. I know you're feeling, Stewart. It's one of those days.
Yes, well, you have to take the good and the bad, and the good have been rolling in for Stewart Anderson in this event. Just occasionally it goes wrong. Greg, well, he's trying to get a really good second shot here. He expects Stewart to be able to draw in. Well, that's a definite situation now where Stewart has to get second. Give himself any sort of a chance, but if he loses 3 shots, well, they'll be shaking hands. It's impossible for him to get back.
Quite right, David. Championship lie against him. Must get second, I think.
Well, after the running ball, there's a fair bit of pressure on this one. Get his pace back down again. He's on a good line, and he's trying very hard. This is going to be another end at least. He's going to draw a shot with this, is he? Oh, second ball. Excellent delivery. Great pressure ball.
One shot to Greg Harlow.
What an end, John.
One end of balls. Now Greg Harlow. That heart is just beating that little bit faster now. Lifetime ambition to win the World Indoor Singles. I know that. I've talked to him on many occasions, and he's that close to it now. One shot away.
Yes, he's got one hand on the trophy. You wouldn't think it, but believe me, if he wins this, you'll see the celebration. I can tell you. But he's 41 now. He's been an international player for a long time. He's won many, many titles. His time is right to take the World Singles. And if he makes it this end, well, Stewart Anderson has plenty of years in front of him. But it's not over yet. Although that's a great ball when you want to close a head down, when your opponent needs to score a minimum 3 shots to force the last end in the set.
Greg's just got stronger as the game has gone on. He's just powering away to this title. Stewart needs something special.
Your ball, the gap is 1 inch.
Somebody asked me at the beginning of the week who did I
12
fancy
inches
for this
behind the gap.
championship, and I said whoever takes out Paul Foster I think will win. Greg Harlow beat Paul in the quarter-final. Here he is, very close to winning the championship.
Yes, Greg doing the right thing. He's prepared to stay away from it with this ball. He might need to match the green one eventually. Oh, this looks under. Surely it can't hold that line. Just dropping away. Still useful though.
1 red.
Yeah, still good balls. Stewart's played well. Greg's just been that little edge over him today. Determined man.
Well, perfect ball will have to be played by this man, Stewart Anderson, if he's going to survive this end. He is in with a chance the way it sits, but Greg can close it down. So he's trying to get the cover ball in. This looks a little bit narrow for that. Was he trying to block it going across the way? It's an
Not
unusual
certain.
shot, John.
Still difficult for Stewart. Needs the perfect ball. But he's been finding them all week. Certainly needs one here.
He's on a better line with this. A much better line with this for the Jag. Just not getting back. He has to be playing over the weight to give it a chance. But Greg will pop one now through under the backhand. Cover the green balls. Well, if he does that, trophy is almost set to go back home to Cambridgeshire. It's the cover ball, slightly wider line, more pace, try and drop in amongst all of the green ones. Get past the front one. He gets past the front one, he's close. Oh, he held up. Well, there is a chance, has to be said, a difficult chance, but it is available, John.
It is there, but it's a tough shot. It's a tough shot at any time, David. But in a world final, to keep yourself in the match, this is as big as it gets for Stewart Anderson.
It's not very appetizing, is it?
No, he's just got to get a piece of that jack. Really tough.
One ball left. A 24-year-old from Ayrshire to keep this dream going. Or is it just a step too far?
It's a step too far. He's inside the line.
Yes, it's gone. Greg Harlow knows it's all over. He'll wait till the ball just arrives. There it goes. It's going to be one to red.
One shot for setting the match to Greg Harlow.
And Greg Harlow celebrates his win. The 41-year-old has done what he's always wanted to do. Wife Kay, well, she'll be very emotional. All the supporters from the City of Ely Club. There he goes. He's been the man, John.
Yeah, I think that's well deserved for Greg. He's been a great player over recent years. Won the International Open 3 times. And that's the last one on the CV that he wants. Brilliant. Well done, Greg.
Yes, absolutely everything on the CV for Greg Harlow, but what a wonderful display as we see the supporters from his home club, hugs all round. That's the wave from Greg. He was very professional in the whole match. Right from the start, he was trying to keep his young opponent at bay, and he managed to keep this young man at bay for most of the game.
Yeah, that's the last ball, just a step too far, but he's done well over the week.
Yes, that's Greg Harlow. You get the celebration, there it is. He's the man and the new world champion.
Well, before we talk to the new world champion, let's have a word with a man who's made quite a mark for himself here this week. Stewart Anderson. First of all, Stewart, how do you feel about today's performance?
I thought Greg was absolutely phenomenal. His first two balls, I gave him probably too many chances, but I'm not complaining. This is quite an achievement for myself, so well done, Greg.
You've had great support here all week from your family, from Kerry. That must have helped you, all the way, including today when things were tough.
Family and friends has been great, especially Kerry too, and every one of you here today. Thanks very much.
Well, there's no doubt that he is a star of the future, but very much the star today, Greg. It's been 15 years you've had to wait for this.
It's been a long time coming. Thought I was going to do it in the first attempt, way back.
Well, you came close 4 years ago, but this is what you've been waiting for. I know that you've wanted to win this title for a long time, so now you've crossed the line. Tell us what you're thinking.
Well, I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, really. I mean, obviously, the press guys, bless them, they always remind you how many goes you've had and you still failed. So you love and hate them. So I just tried to block that out. I knew Stewart has been playing fantastic all week and did again today. And I decided, to use 2 or 3 different jack lengths, try and grind it out, chop it about a little bit, try not to let him settle. And my plan just about planned out.
Well, you know how you have family and friends supporting you all the way through the afternoon? Well, they're cheering at the moment, but I have to tell you that you really didn't get that much from Kay because she had her eyes closed all day. She hardly breathed during the whole match.
I'm not surprised. I don't think she slept at all last night. She said she felt sick for 24 hours, and I said, I feel chilled, I've got no pressure, I'm just going to enjoy it. She must have took all my nerves, I think.
So, Greg, what plans would you have to celebrate this? Because, as I said, you've had 15 years to think about it.
Well, Rishi, you know me. It's going to be fish and chips.
Well, I hope to share it with you. Ladies and gentlemen, the runner-up, Stewart Anderson, and the champion, Greg Harlow. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now welcome our presentation party. First of all, the man responsible for bringing bowls to Norfolk, the chairman of Potter's Leisure Resort, Brian Potter. And alongside him is the commercial director of the World Bowls Tour, Nigel Oldfield. Now, as I said, I think he's a star of the future, but can you put your hands together for the runner-up today, Stewart Anderson? Now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to put your hands together for the 2010 Potter's Holidays World Indoor Bowls Champion. The wait is over, Greg Harlow. Let's hear it one more time for the champion, Greg Harlow.